Hello my gangsters, today I have a book review for you, and this book, The Last Dawn, Mario Puzo, the writer of Godfather, and the third installment of the Mafia series. I'm gonna say just straight off the bat that I love this writer. I dig his style. He's good with rhymes, at least in some parts of this book, and I think he's kind of a genius. But I bet that there's a lot of people that have read this book as just fiction. It's just a fictional story about Hollywood and that's that. They haven't gained anything on top of that, and that's fine. But I think that this book is more than that. This is actually a guide to voice acting. Can you believe that? And especially voice acting, like not acting, voice acting. If you have done that type of stuff before, you can use it so. And I have been reading this book quite a different way. I have been reading this aloud and even singing through the book. And I had so much fun reading this book. It's just well written, the word, rhythm, order, everything just flows so nice. You can see that he has had a lot of experience. This was one of the later books in his career, and it was so much better in the original English language than when it was translated into Finnish. And I can highly recommend that if you want to learn voice acting, get into this writer and just read the books aloud, playing different voices and explore your voice through this writer. It's very good for that. The story, well, there's a plot and a couple of interesting scenes. There's even a pretty visual type of storytelling at some points. It's quite info dumpy at some points. It's funny that he talks about a character that always wears funny hats. And there's a lot of, this type of family bullshit and quite, many funny, these depictions of people breaking stuff like plates and being angry at each other. A bit of drama, but he makes it kind of comical, I feel. I thought it was very funny, and I hope that I could read this book for you on YouTube with that style, but it's copyrighted material. So I can't do that. But for example, the video where I invented new words derived from English, this book was the inspiration from that. I like this book. I like this writer. I'm gonna read every one of his books. And he has written, or he wrote, he's dead right now, has been dead for 20 years. That's too bad. But he wrote about 9 books. And I'm gonna read them all. Dan Simmons was my previous favorite writer. I can tell, this is my new favorite writer. The themes that he talks about, there's a couple of fight scenes, he's not very good at depicting those, and then it's a book about gambling, Las Vegas and Hollywood acting, and different stuff related to that. I think this guy was also a screenwriter, and you can see that he really has at this point, experience with Hollywood film. And I appreciate that because I'm not really interested in going to the movie industry. It has never been my goal or that kind of stuff. But I have realized that I can do funny and different kind of voices. And with rhythms, I might have some genius in me. So who knows where I will end up in my career, so to say. Who knows really where this thing that I do will lead me. But it's funny that my starting ground at least is Finland. And there just isn't these opportunities. If it's true what he talks about Hollywood over here, it sounds a pretty interesting place. But at the same time, the movie industry itself sounds pretty ruthless. But yeah, what's clear is that it's a talent city. What he told about Las Vegas then, he has probably visited this place. I don't know where he lived. But what he told about Las Vegas was kind of different. He told that women that are just beautiful, they end up in Vegas. And women that have some talent and are beautiful, they end up in Hollywood. So if you are a woman and you have some talent and you are beautiful, maybe you should consider going to Hollywood. Yeah, or be featured on my videos. I don't really, by the way, if you think about that, like why don't I feature other people and especially hot females in my videos? It's because I think it kind of distracts the viewer. And my videos are not, your look at this hot girl the videos, because I feel that it lacks a lot of substance actually. I might make a whole video about it, but I feel that it lacks a lot of substance, this type of stuff. So does this book lack substance? Well, there's a lot of areas, of course, that this writer doesn't touch upon. But in many ways, it's a book about trying to live life a little bit more. Trying to find in life that extra type of experience. It's not very heavily related to drugs, this book, or even the mafia. There's a crime family called the Clericuzio in this book. But compared to the Omerta book, which is the other book that I have at this point read from this guy, it was less about crime. I still liked it, and he talked about Italy, but most of these scenes, I'm not sure they really didn't happen in Italy. But the thing he told, I don't know if this is true, he said that in Sicily people wear hats, and especially funny hats. And I don't know if this is also from Italy. It's a Versace hat. And the shirt is also from Italy. I have noticed that Italians, they can do great stuff. There's greatness in that population, that culture. I can't speak Italian, so I will never probably end up in that country. I'm not so interested in that country, like in that way. But they can make great stuff, and seemingly they can also write great. Of course, this man lived his life in America, I think. Great. Mario Puzo. I will be doing reviews of all these books for you. I can guarantee you that. I really I love this writer, to be clear. This is my new favorite writer. I mainly got this book and it was cheap. I didn't have to pay much for this. You can buy the whole You can buy the whole series or like every book from this guy for like 60 euros. That's great. They are already pretty old and they probably take like huge printings of these. This one was by Penguin. I like Penguin books. Their non-fiction can be sometimes pretty lacking substance, you know. They don't do very deep non-fiction books, but they can be very informative, some of them. But it's not a press that does the real deep stuff. And I think that it's a great match for Penguin, you know, this book also. Thanks for watching this video. I also want to say that I really love this cover. Even though it's very kind of simplistic, it's very simplistic. I can't even smile, you know. I'm not an actor. Maybe I could be a voice actor. But the cover of this book, I really dig it because I can smile, you know, but I can't fake smile, you know. I smile in situations where I really feel good, you know, but it's very rare. So this cover, I really dig how this white points to this text over here and the black points to this side of the dice, like here. And it's very simplistic. They even placed the Penguin logo so that it kind of, you know, it looks very good. And it's done by a professional, you can tell. But it's funny how they made it so simplistically working. And I like it that all of his books, you know, now in the newest editions, the covers have the same kind of theme. So stay tuned for these reviews. Mario Puzo. Read this book if you want to become a voice actor.